everyone. Hello, welcome back to our online lesson, and thank you for joining me today. So we're going to start now. So for today's lesson is going to be the roof trusses in Revit. So if I hope that you guys can see me and can hear me clearly. And if you guys cannot see me or can't hear me, you have questions throughout these lessons, you can just let me know at the chat box below. All right. So before we started, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mira. I am the application engineer at Acad system. So here is the output for today's lessons. We're going to create this design of the structural roof trusses. A moment, I'm going to admit participant. So hello, who are just joined us. Thank you for joining us today. So we're going to create this trusses, the pitch warren trusses design. And before we create the trusses, we're going to insert the column and also the beam for the trusses. So without wasting any time, let's get started to our lessons. So if you guys have questions, just let me know at the chat box, okay? Going to open a moment, going to admit participant. Okay, hi, who was just joined us today. Thank you for joining me for today FOL. So going to close the PowerPoint first. All right, now I'm going to open Revit, open your Revit and create a new template. So for the template file, I will use the structural template because we're going to create a structure model. So click on OK. So if you click on OK, it will automatically go to level 2. So before, I usually like to check the project unit before I start my drawing. So going to go to Manage tab and go to Setting. Moment, going to admit participant. So hi, who are just joining me today? Welcome. And go to this Setting panel tab and click this project unit. So here you can see the unit that being used in the drawing. So the length will be in mm. So I'm okay with that. Okay. So now, before I start my insert the column and also the beam, I'm going to insert the grid line first. So you can go to Structure tab and click this grid button here. Hi, who are just join me. Okay, click this grid button here, or the shortcut keys on the keyboard will be GR. Click on that. So I will start the grid line at this point. So start at this point and end at this point. Okay, I click Escape 2 times. So I'm going to create more grid line. So I'm going just to copy this grid line. So you click on the grid line. And you can click copy here, or the shortcut keys is CC. Okay, click the copy button and click the grid line again and bring your cursor downward because I'm going to create a multiple copy. So before that, make sure your multiple box are checked and also the constraint. Okay, bring it downward like this. And the distance between the grid line is 5,000 each. So enter the value 5,000. Enter. So the second grid are being created. I'm going to create 3 more. 5,000 for the 5th grid. So it will look like this. Press Escape double. So it will look like this. I'm going to create the vertical grid also. So type GR on your keyboard and then start at the bottom here, bring it upward And the tagging here, I'm going to change the number to a word. Okay, enter. So after this, if I create another grid line, it will be in a word. So click on the grid line again, and click CC at your keyboard. Click the grid line and bring it to the right. So the length of the roof trusses will be 7,800. 100, enter. So it will look like this. And I'm going to make it smaller, this grid line. So okay with that. So before I insert the column, I'm going to check the elevation first. So go to elevation and go to soft elevation. So here you can see the elevation is 3,000. Okay, I'm okay with this one. Go back to level 2. And now at the structural panel, so we're going to use this button here, the column. So click the column for the structure panel. Click this one. And Revit will automatically choose the type of the column, universal beam. If you don't want to use this one, you can click here and you can see there are more options of column that you can use. So if these options are not in your specification yet, you can just go to load family here. I'm going to go to UK file and then find structural column, this one. So there are many more material type of structural column that you can use. So I'm going to use the concrete one and use the concrete square. Click on that and click open. So here it will automatically load for you the concrete square column type. I'm going to use a moment, going to admit participant. Hi, who are just coming. Thank you for joining our free online lesson. Okay, so I'm going to use the 450 by 450 mm size for the column. Use this one. I'm going to zoom in to make it more easier. So I'm going to place it on every intersect of the grid line. A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and every intersect in this grid line. So click on that one. Click insert like that. Okay. And make sure the placement for the grid line will be that, and also it will be at level 1. That. So now go to 3D view, escape first. Go to 3D view at this quick tab here to check the placement. So okay like that. Okay. Now go back to level 2, and then you click beam. I'm going to insert beam here to connect the column. So click beam here, and for the beam, I'm going to use this concrete rectangular beam. Click on that one, and then I'm going to duplicate this type. Go to edit tab here, and then click on duplicate because I want to change the sizes. So the size will be 450 by 450 mm. Okay, and then change the dimension for the depth and the height here. This one will be 450. Apply. Okay. So now it our new type of rectangular beam. So bring your cursor to the column and make sure the placement plane will be at level 2. Right? So I'm going to zoom in again and click at this endpoint and bring it down to connect to another one column. Like that. So I don't want to escape 2 times, just click escape 1 time to enable the snap for the next column. Okay, click on that one. Then press escape one time. Then at this endpoint, connect to this endpoint. This endpoint connected to this endpoint. Like that. So for this side, either you can repeat the step that I do for this or for the left side, or you can just click one of the column, right click, and choose this select all instance visible in view. Click on that one, it will automatically select all the beam in your drawing. So going to copy this one and bring it to the right side, right? Click, press CC at your keyboard. So I'm going to snap at this endpoint and bring it at this endpoint. So it's easier as that. So now for the left and the right side are already inserted the beam. So go to 3D view to view it. Okay, it looks like that. So okay for the design. So I'm going to change the detail level to fine to make it more clearly. And then the visual style will be shaded, will be hidden line. Okay, look like that. Okay, I'm going to disable the level and also the grid line, so I only can see the model. So what I'm going to do is click on VG at your keyboard. It will generate this window, this graphic and visibility window tools. So go to annotation tab here and uncheck or disable the grid button and also the level. Click apply, click OK. So now only the model will be shown like that. Looks okay for me. And now we are going to add the trusses. So go back to level 2 and then go back to the structural tab and click on the truss, this one. So if you click on that, the properties here, the type will be whole flat truss. So if you scroll down, if you click the drop down, only one type are being added. So if you don't want to use this one, you can just go to load family and choose the UK file and find the structural trusses. Okay, this file, click on that. And I'm going to change the view. Okay, this one. These are the trusses that being provided by Revit. So there are so much more design that you can use. The fin truss, gable trusses, and so on. So if you want to use this one, you can just simply click on this design. I'm going to use the flat one, cancel this. So I'm going to use these flat trusses. So placement will be at level 2, okay? So I'm going to start place my trusses at this column first, the first one. Click on this endpoint and click on this endpoint. Press escape 2 times and now go to soft elevation. So you can see this is our roof trusses. So it look messy here. Don't worry, we're going to edit it and modify the parts of the trusses. So click the roof truss and go to edit tab here. So as I go here, this is the setting for the trusses. You can see the top part, the vertical web, diagonal web, and bottom part. The top part is the one at the top one, the vertical web, the straight truss here. Diagonal web is the one diagonal like this, and the bottom will be the bottom like here. Okay. So if you can see, this structural framing type, you can change the type here. If you don't want it to be the universal beam, you can just click this drop down button, and then you can choose other than the universal beam, at this option. Or if you don't have, if at here the type that you want to use not be inserted here, so we can insert it by go to insert tab. So cancel on this first. So go to insert tab here, and then look family. So I'm going to go to UK file, and then choose the structural framing, this one. Click on that, and then going to the steel one. I'm going to create the steel roof trusses. Choose this one and click on British standard. And I'm going to use the rectangular hollow section. Okay, there's a bunch more of the steel framing that you can use. So I'm going to use the rectangular hollow section, this one. Click on open. So if you click on open, this is the sizes that you can choose to be inserted in your Revit. If you want to choose all of them, you can just click the first one, the first size one. Click Shift at your keyboard, bring in down, scroll down, and click the last one. So it will automatically click everything in the choice in the column. Okay, in the table. So I'm sorry, go back to that one. Rectangular. Okay. Framing. Still, British standard. This one, open. Okay, I'm just going to choose four of sizes in this type. So I'm going to choose the first one, 50 by 30 by 2.6. Click Control and choose this another one, the second one. And then I'm going to choose slightly bigger, the 60 by 40 by 4, this one, and then by 5. These 4 type of sizes I'm going to use. So click on OK. So now if I click the truss again and go back to the edit type, and then I go to the structure framing type again and click the drop down. So you can see the one that I just chose just now are being loaded here. Okay, so now I'm going to use the 60 by 40 by 4 for the top part, and for the vertical and diagonal web, I'm going to use the smaller one. I'm going to use this RHS 50 by 30 by 3.1. A moment, going to add some participant. So hello, hi, who is just joined us today. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so for the diagonal web, I'm going to use the same as the vertical web, the RHS 50 by 30 by 3.2, this one. Now for the bottom chord, I'm going to use the same as the top chord. Okay. This one. Oh, sorry. The number 4. Okay. 60 by 40 by 4. And then I click on OK. So if you can see, our trusses are now look more look not messy again. Okay, if I go to 3D, so it will look nice like that. So I'm going to edit this type to the pitch worn one. So click on the trusses, and now click on the edit profile. I'm going to edit it. So you can see here is the option that you can use to edit the trusses. So the top chord, if you choose this one, you will be editing the top one. And if you choose the bottom chord, you'll be editing the top one, right? Go to top chord, click the top chord and hit this line button. So going to start the design at this end point. The midpoint of the top chord. Then bring it diagonally to the midpoint of this side. Okay, same goes to the left side. That. And for the top chord here, I'm going to delete it. Click on the top chord and click on delete and click on finish. So you can see the design, the shape of the trusses are changed now to the pitch one. Okay. So I go to 3D view and I zoom in to one of the part. You can see the part are not joined to each other. So to join the part, going to go to Steel tab, and this is the tools that we can use to join or to cut the steel trusses in this design. So I'm going to use meter first, this one. So I'm going to connect this two part. Click on the top chord first, click enter at your keyboard and click the vertical web. It will select this both, and you can right click and click finish, or you can just click enter at your keyboard. So if I click on finish, so it will connect like that. Going to edit, go to detail parameters here, click on edit, and then check on this create weld box. So you will create the welding here. Close on that. So it looks fine for me. So now before I edit the vertical and the diagonal web, I'm going to edit this at this point first, at the pitch one. Okay, for this connection, I'm going to use the meter first. Go on steel, go on meter, click on the right side of the top chord, and hit Control at your keyboard, same, and then click on the left side of the trusses. So click on enter, so it will connect like that. So edit parameters, check on the create weld, and close on that. So to connect these three parts to the top chord, so go back to Steel tab, and at here you can use this cut through or the notch button. So for the right side, I'm going to use the cut through. So click the right side of the top chord, then hit Control, click the diagonal web, enter, so it will connect like that. So for the left side, I'm going to use the notch one. This one, click the top chord, and then click the diagonal for the left side, hit on enter. So if I zoom in at here, change to shed it to see more clearly. So it not connected like that. It has a gap between the diagonal chord and the top diagonal web and then the top chord. So to change the setting here, go to the edit parameter, and this is why it has a gap, because there is a value for distant web, distant fletch, inner and distant fletch sides. Okay, select one of it and change it to 0. And then go to weld and check on the create weld. And the weld location will be short like that. Click on close, so it will connect it like that. Okay. So for the middle one, the vertical web, going to use go back to steel, use the cut through. Okay. Now I'm going to click the diagonal web, click on enter, and click Control at your keyboard, and then click the vertical web and click enter. So it will connect like that. So I'm going to undo. So it's actually use the notch is better, I think. So click the diagonal for the right side. Hit control keys. Click on the vertical one. Hit enter. So the notch is better. But it had gap between the diagonal and the vertical one. So you have to repeat the step to change the value to 0 for every part here, the distance. Okay, go to weld, then shop. So it look nice. It will be fit properly there. Okay, so for the left side, I'm going to repeat the step because now the left diagonal web are now cut into the vertical web. So go to the notch, click the diagonal web, hit control, click the vertical, and hit enter. So repeat the step, change the value for this distance to 0, and check on the create weld and change the white location to shop. So it will look nice like that. The connection of the part at this point will be nice. So going to edit the connection for the diagonal and also the vertical vertical web in the right side. For the right side, I will going to use only the cut through. Okay. So click the top part, hit on control, and then click the diagonal one first. Hit enter, so it will look like that. So you have to click one by one. If you click all of them, if you use the step for all of the parts in the same time, it will cut the part at this point and until this point. So the steel at here will be deleted. Okay, so hit on enter to repeat the command. So hit enter, it will automatically click the cut through for you. Click on the top part, click control, then click on the vertical one, hit enter. Okay, repeat the step, hit enter again, click the top part, click control keys at your keyboard, click the diagonal one. So going to repeat for the 3 part more. Enter, click control keys at your keyboard, hit the vertical one, click enter again. Click enter, click the top part, hit control keys at your keyboard, click the diagonal one, enter. So repeat the step for the vertical one here. Enter, control, click the vertical one, and enter again. So it will connect nicely like that. And for the left part, I'm going to use the notch one. Okay, going to use the notch one. Go to steel tab and click on the notch button. Click on that one. Hit on the top part. Click control at your keyboard. Click the diagonal one. Enter. So for this, for the notch button, notch type of connection, you have to edit the gap. Change the value to 0. Then create the welding. Okay, like that. So repeat the step for each of the part. Click on enter, click on the top part, hit on control, click on the vertical. That and edit the parameter. Change everything to 0. This one, click check on the create welding. change the web location to shop, close. Okay, repeat the step for the 4 more connection, the 2 connection here. Okay, click on enter, enter, and then click the top card, click on control keys, click diagonal 1, enter, and edit the parameter like that. Okay, going to repeat the step for each of them. So, 0, okay, 2 more, okay, change the value to 0, okay, and the last one. Click on the top part, click on control keys, click the vertical one, click on enter again, and change the parameter to 0 to disable the gap. Can change and then check on the create welding box. Okay, so now if you look here, you can see the connection for each of the part are now being connected nicely like that. All right, if you see here, the bottom cord are now being created inside the column. So to change it to be on top of the column, click on the roof trusses and then change at this structural properties. You go to properties here, change the bearing vertical justification. Now it on center. So click the drop down, change into the bottom. So now it will be on top of the column like that. So going to create for each of the column, so it will be multiple trusses, multiple trusses for this design. So go to self-elevation, select all of the trusses, then go to level 2 and hit on CC or copy button up here. So check, click on this center first, and then bring it to one of the column like that. So sometimes, for some project, the center of the beam also being added. So I'm just going to add for the center too, so it look more nicely. Okay, hit on escape double time. So go to 3D view to view it. So it will look like this. Okay. So now that is our design. So it will look nice like that, being added at every column. All right. So that is how you create the roof trusses in Revit. So before we end our lesson, I would like to share with you our website, right? Go to acadsystem.com, and then at this Acad system, you can see what product that we provided, the training lessons, and also the course syllabus here. You can check on the website, and the update or the promotions. So you can see here at the acadsystem.com. And if you scroll down more, you can see this is our next free online lessons. If you're free to join, you can join us by just clicking on the picture at this Autodesk online lesson and workshop webinar. Click on one of the picture if you're interested, and then you can click on going and register here. So it will automatically notify you when the day is coming. And if you want to watch our previous free online lessons, or you want to watch this lesson again, you can just go here at this YouTube. So this is our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe us, and then you can rewatch the previous free online lesson on various of topic and also various of software. Okay, so you can explore by yourself. Going to see, I love British, so going to see a question if you have. So how to load SHS 70 by 70? I look British but don't have the framing. Please show how to load. So I'm going to go back to this insert, load family. So you say that you want to load the 75 by 75 by 6 SHS, the square hollow section, right? This one. Click on open. So you want to load 70 by 70, this one, right? So 75. So there is no size just for 75. Okay, maybe you can change the sizes. Okay, I'll click on OK. But it's normal in one cube. Oh, all right. So going to go to steel. Sorry, the structure and the beam. So I think you can change here the sizes. So for example, I already load the square hollow section. You can change the dimension of the sizes here. So go to structure and then go to beam or any I think go to beam, and then go to the section that you loaded just now, the square hollow section, right? SHS, okay? And then click on 70 by 70. So you can edit type. Go to edit type, and then you can change the parameter here, the width, the height, okay? So you can change it to the 75 by 75 by 6. Okay. Did I answer your questions, TCW? Duplicate it. Yes, you have to duplicate it. So it will not change the original one. Yes, duplicate. Did the cutting and welding detail affect this file size? So we have question for Dino Chong. So did the cutting and the welding detail affect the file size? I can imagine if every welding add additional memory to file, the file size will be over. Okay, for these questions, I need to check on it first because just now I just created a simple design. So for this design, it will not for this design, it will not affect the file because this design a very simple one. So for the real project, I don't think so it will affect, but maybe just slightly the file just slightly will be bigger. So I'm going to check on that first. So going to come back to you for our next lesson, okay? On that question. Right. Sure. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the questions. So any question, duplicate is easy, but the inside data need to key one by one. Any other way? Maybe you can go to the Autodesk and enter the content, install the content first. So which means you have to install the family again, maybe, if you want to not duplicate one. So to install the content, I can show you. So go to browser and go to Autodesk Revit 2020. sorry, 2023 content. Okay, that one. So this one. So at here you can download the family, okay, or you can update here. So for example, you want to download the US version again and download the UK version again. You can just click on the download file here, link here, and then it will download for you. And then you can just download on that. You can just install it again. Maybe it will update for you the sizes. All right. Okay, thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you too for asking questions. So we have question for Zulwana. Can we modify the number of diagonal member? Okay, so if you want to modify the number of diagonal member, so click on the trusses, and let me see if we can change the diagonal. Okay, this one is for the setting. Let me see first. Here bottom. So I'm going to check on that first. Okay, I'm going to come back to you for our next lesson. So I'm going to take note on that questions, and I will show you on our next lessons. I will come back to you. Can I do that? Maybe you can edit profile. I think we may edit profiles for the top part. Let me see first if we can edit it. Set trusses. One profile. This one. Surface. And type. Go to steel. Okay, I will come back to you again. Can I, Suwana? Because I need to check on that first. Okay, so I will take note the questions to modify the diagonal member, and also from Dino Chong, the file size. Okay, so there is any question from again? So there is any more question to ask? Could you show one example using connection? Sure, but I will show you on our next lesson, because now we run out of time. So I'm going to show you our Revit for next Revit free online lessons. Okay. All right. So I'm going to screenshot on this first. The question. Okay. So if there is no more question, I'm going to end this lesson today. So thank you for each one of you that joined my free online lesson today, and hope to see you on our next free online lessons. And I'm going to take note one of each questions that you give me. And stay safe. Take care. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you.